All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Lost Context Gaming Podcast. This is your host, Blake, and I am joined by Gerson.
What's up, everybody?
And we're missing somebody this week. Alfred is gone again. So, he come and go as he pleases, I guess. No, we'll see him next week. So yeah, what have you been getting into this week in gaming? What you been playing, Gerson?
um, I played a bit of Fallout 4 VR on the Vive, and
How was that?
yeah, just Monster Hunter. It was pretty good. I'm surprised. There's no, well, I haven't encountered any bugs really. It's just, it's a whole different perspective. You're actually moving the gun around. You're actually aiming. When you get a melee weapon, you actually have to swing. So it changes everything up in that way, but other than that, it's pretty much the same game. You still have all the same dialogue, everything.
Okay,
The only
yeah.
thing that changes is that it's just you're attacking.
Yeah, does it run as good as Skyrim? Because when it released, I heard it was pretty bad. So I'm guessing they have fixed a lot if it ran pretty good for you.
I played it at release, and it was stuttery, so I dropped it for like, I don't know, since release, and I picked it up this week on Tuesday, and it was running fine. So I think they fixed it for the large part, but there's still a little bit of blur to it. I know a lot of people were complaining about that. And you have to do
Yeah.
some crazy shit in order to like you have to go into like the actual files to solve that. But I don't want to do that. I don't know how to work that. I don't want to mess the game up.
Yeah,
So
when I was doing PC gaming, every time somebody's like, "You have to fix the game by doing this. You have to go into these files and take
yeah.
this text out and add this text." I'm like, "Okay, not doing that." So,
Yeah, no, that's the last thing I want to do. If it's broken like that, I just leave it alone. Fuck that.
yeah, I blur really bothers me in games. I usually turn motion blur off or at least down a lot
Oh yeah, me too.
because I don't know, it just like I know it's more realistic in a sense, but it just kind of bothers me.
It tends to slow the game down too, FPS wise. So I turned that off and the God rays and like gradient lighting and shit like that.
Yeah. Was it pretty epic? Was it as epic feeling as Skyrim was? Because I know it's not quite as
Um,
mountainous.
it 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 is once you get like the power armor at the very beginning. You know, you fight that Deathclaw.
Yeah, I bet that was pretty
So
intense.
so it's pretty cool because you just like you have your melee weapon or your I mean the Gatling gun, and you can run around and you can swing it around and you like pistol whip people. So you do damage that way too. So you're just running around like a tank, just mowing everybody down, just like clobbering them. So it's pretty cool. And then that Deathclaw fight was pretty intense.
One thing I wonder about those, I've never done VR myself. So like Fallout, if you're on like a kind of a short building, I guess like one or two story, you just jump off because you just barely get hurt and you can just walk it off. How does that feel in
Yeah.
VR? Have you done something? Does it kind of give you like you go over a hill too fast in a car or something? Kind of a empty
Um,
stomach or whatever.
like I said, I haven't really felt that with the Vive. The PSVR, maybe because I was like the first headset. Maybe I've gotten used to it by now, but I don't really feel anything now. It's just like normal.
Okay, cool.
I think I mean, if it's one drop every now and then, I think if you're constantly doing like playing a fast-paced game where you're going up and down or just moving a lot, then you might feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, like just an occasional drop, you're fine.
Yeah, I just imagine Skyrim VR do that become ethereal shout where you're like a ghost invincible or whatever. And just jump off
Yeah.
a tall ass mountain in VR.
No, that'd probably be horrible. But yeah, what have you been playing?
A bit of Monster Hunter, which as I told you earlier, I got a PS4 today or yesterday, and I got Monster Hunter today for it. So I'm actually gonna have to start over. I got about 27, 28 hours in the Xbox One version. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have to start over this coming up week. But
Yeah, and you just missed the Horizon Zero Dawn event too for
yeah, I
the
know it ended
Palico armor.
yesterday, right? Or the day before, something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, I was kind of upset about that, but maybe that'll be something they'll bring back and you can buy for $1 or two.
yeah, I think they will.
Yeah, a little bit of Monster Hunter. I played some New Vegas I played it when it came out, and it just didn't really click with me. I might have just played too much Fallout 3 in the year up to it, leading up to it, but so
Yeah,
that was kind of fun going back
same.
and playing that.
The same thing happened to me. I think I burned myself out with Fallout 3, and then when Vegas came around, I bought it when it was on discount. I tried it, and I was like, I don't feel motivated to play this.
Yeah, it feels exactly like Fallout 3. There's obviously different stuff, the iron sights, and I think it's a better game from what I've played so far. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's basically just Fallout 3, just with some better stuff in it.
I
But
enjoyed like the gunplay. I felt was better in that game, and there was like little mechanics here and there that changed it, that I thought tweaked it for the better. But it's at the time I didn't feel it. I've been wanting to go back to it. I have it on my Steam account just sitting there, so I don't know. Maybe sometime soon.
yeah, I've enjoyed what I played of it. Trying to think, I don't think I've played that much else. Really just those two. I finished the Mages Guild in Oblivion, but I stopped playing after I did the last quest. I just didn't feel the need to keep playing any. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. I just pre-ordered Kingdom Come Deliverance, so I'm gonna be getting that in
All
3 days. Pretty stoked for
Yeah,
that.
I'm looking to pre-order that too soon on the PC.
Yeah, it's I mean, we talked about it a couple of times on here, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Did
Hopefully
you get
it
the
lives up to
special
its
edition?
name. No, I just got the regular one. I don't know. I'm not keen on buying the special editions and gold editions and stuff at release, just because
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially because I buy digital, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
I can any DLC if I decide that I want it, I'll buy it later. I don't really like buying DLC that early when the game's not even out yet. So,
I don't like buying DLC at all.
oh yeah, I
I
don't
kind
like
of
it either, really.
like I've told myself like if I really like a game I'll buy it, but even then I'm just like I don't feel the need to.
Yeah, I really only buy it if it's a complete edition. Like I bought Neo today, the complete edition, because it was only $10
Yeah.
more than the regular. So for $10 you get all 3 or 4 DLC packs. And I was like, oh, you can't beat that. So,
Nah,
but
and I heard those are good. I never picked those up either, but I mean the base game was worth it. So I heard the DLC was really good.
yeah, for $50, I mean, you get the game and all the DLC. That's a pretty good deal. And I had 20% off, so I was actually only 40.
Oh, okay, that's not bad at all.
But yeah, I guess
Alright.
we can hop into new releases here and see what's coming out this week. On February 13th, we have Dynasty Warriors 9, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and here's a doozy
Alright.
right here: Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game.
I think I brought that up last one.
Yeah,
It's
it-
just I don't know where this is coming from.
it's a PS2 game. It has to be.
It's just
Um,
weird in this day and age that we're getting that kind of game. We don't see those anymore.
Yeah, we really don't. Unless it's just, I mean, this is probably straight to digital as well, but I don't know how much it costs. But if it's more than $20, I can't see anybody buying it unless they're just huge into Supercross. But
Yeah, it's just
all those
let
are
me
on
look at-
PC, Xbox One, and PS4. All three: Dynasty Warriors, Kingdom Come, and the Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game.
no, that thing's getting a physical release.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope they do well. I hope they do well. Um, yeah, that just
I
kind of
mean, watch
baffles
this
me.
be this be like the Last of Us of Supercross games.
Just
Just
blows
comes
everybody
completely
away.
out of nowhere.
For PS4 and Xbox One on February 13th as well, we have Owlboy. I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest.
It's a platformer, a 2D platformer. It's been on PC for a while, where you just play a guy whose powers is to pick people up and like fly them across. So you're not really, I don't know. It looks kind of weird. I never really got into it.
Okay, cool. Also on the 13th, there's a lot of games coming on the 13th. For the 3DS, Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. That's the only one so far that actually has a Metacritic score of 84.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I guess they allowed
Is that
reviews
a-
to go out pretty early.
I'm assuming it's an RPG.
Yeah, it says remake / RPG.
Oh, okay.
So it's a remake of something. Secret of Mana remake comes out for the PS4 on February 15th. Bayonetta.
That one looks good. I mean,
Do what? Sorry.
did you ever play that?
No, I never did. That was Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Super Nintendo and PS1.
okay, yeah, I never got into it. I never JRPGs had never been my thing. So
Okay.
I'm gonna look into it because I keep hearing rave reviews, not of the remake, but of the original and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, I played a bit on it of it. I never got to finishing it, but I enjoyed what I played. It was at least the old one was like like old school turn based. So I don't know if they kept it for this one. I haven't been following the remake.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm not too big on turn-based stuff. I kind of like the constant action, the flow of it. But
Mm-hmm.
February 16th, the next day, Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 come out for the Switch.
All
And then the
right.
16th, Fee comes out, or Faye. F-E.
I think it's Faye.
Faye? Okay. Yeah, that's PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. Oh, the Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, will also be on the Switch. So
Oh shit.
I love how they call it the official video game, as if like there's tons of Monster Energy unofficial Supercross games.
This is the one that ends all of those.
Those other ones were fake. This is the real one.
Yeah. This is the official one.
Yeah, that's all that I have
Right.
for new releases. There might be some more like e-releases, digital, straight to digital or whatever. But
Yeah, indie games and stuff.
yeah, we can.
All
You ready to
right.
hop in the news? You want to take over for that?
Yeah, we can hop into the news. All right. This week was light. There really wasn't that much announced or anything of interest that was put out there. But there's a few things that were at least good enough to make it on the list. The first thing we have is that Nintendo is going to resume production on the NES Classic. So all those fucking scalpers on eBay, they're gonna lose some money now.
Yeah,
So those,
it sounds good to me.
those
I wonder how many of them still have any they're trying to sell.
I don't know. I bet if you check eBay right now, there's still some people trying to sell it for like $500.
Yeah, well, they better hurry. Somebody that hasn't heard this yet better get out there and not buy one.
I mean, I think this is good. I don't know why they took so long to do this. Everybody was pissed at that launch because they barely sold any. And what the SNES Classic is now at like 4 million, I think, sold. I'm pretty sure they were like, oh shit, okay, we're leaving money on the table by not making more.
Right, they think that, hey, we'll do a limited release and we'll sell all of them real quick and make a bunch of money. It's like, well, if you continue making them, you'd make a lot more. Because I'm not going to go out and stand outside of a GameStop for an hour to try and buy one, but if I go in a store and see one, I might pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, they're making nothing but profit off of these.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
selling them for what, $70?
Yeah, for sure.
And these are they're nothing but ROMs on like a Raspberry Pi keyboard, like a motherboard. So they're making bank off of this shit.
Yeah, and it can't cost that much for that little bitty, the box, like the NES box.
No, there's whatever.
That's
The
Nintendo.
next bit of news. The next bit of news is Mario Kart is coming to mobile.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
excited about that. As someone who doesn't own a
this
Switch
is
or 3DS.
I'm noticing a trend. I think they know at this point that they can't recreate the Wii, so they're aiming for the next best thing, and then just putting their stuff on the mobile phone where they can make bank no matter what. Because all the casual people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, we get Mario Kart on the phone!"
Oh yeah, they'll probably charge $10 for it, like they did Mario Run.
Yeah. And did Mario Run have microtransactions?
I'm not real sure about that. I think you could buy like some kind of coins for the Kingdom thing. I didn't play very much of it. I played the
I
free
never
stuff
played
and I
it.
didn't pay for it. I know they had some kind of coins that you could buy stuff for your Kingdom or something, so you might be able to buy those. But
I mean, they have the opportunity to monetize the shit out of this because the way you unlock different carts and parts for your carts, they can easily monetize that.
oh yeah, for sure. I
So
think they'll jump into it, just like you're saying. I just hope that it's full races and stuff like that. Because like the Mario Run was cool, but I don't like the infinite runner type thing. So
yeah,
if it's like actual just Mario Kart, obviously watered down for a phone, I think that'd be pretty cool.
yeah, I think they could pull it off. I'm pretty sure that'll be out by the end of the year, probably before. Uh, I think that's it for Nintendo news. And then we have, let me see. let's jump into a bit of Xbox news. Um, Confirmation that DayZ is coming to Xbox in 2018.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Hopefully, it'll follow suit, not far behind with PS4. I know a lot of people
Yeah, I
really
mean,
enjoy it on PC.
well, a lot of people enjoyed it past tense
Well,
because
yeah.
I think the game is dead by now.
Yeah, it is
But
weird that they waited so long. I don't know. I don't really know why.
I mean, this was announced at the I want to say the Sony PS4 announcement that they did. I
Yeah,
want to
now
say
it's not
that's when the
even
guy
coming
came
there
out.
as of yet.
Yeah, that's when the guy came out and was like, "Hey, yeah, Daisy's coming to PS4," and everybody's like, "Oh, okay." And even then, the reaction was like, "Okay." So I mean, I guess it's good that it's finally releasing. I won't believe it till I see it, and hopefully it runs decently because it never ran that good on a PC to begin with.
Yeah, I well, it
But
started as a mod, and then did it work its way into? Is it now for sale on like Steam or something, or is it still something you have to own a different game for?
it's an early access on Steam, so
Okay,
it's its
cool.
own standalone thing. Yeah, I mean, can't complain. I guess more games is good, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, Onto some Sony news. Apparently, Sony is surveying fans or users for the possibility of PSN name changes.
Yeah, they've been kind of
So
hinting at that for a while now, though, right? Didn't I'm bad with the CEO of any company's name, but a while back he said something about just hold on for a little bit or something like that. Something to kind of give credence to the fact that they're at least acknowledging that people want to change their names.
yeah, I mean it's been a long time coming. People have wanted this since the PS3, so I'm hoping they finally do it. Although I'm fine with my username, so I mean if
Mine,
they bring it, I think they would charge like they do on Xbox. So
yeah, it's the first one is free, and then after that they're $10 on Xbox.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure they'll follow a model like that. I mean, if you could just swap it for free, that'd be too crazy. I think people be swapping their names everywhere.
Oh yeah, they'd have to put something on it just to limit it.
All right, and then up next we got a few release announcements. We got news that The Surge 2 was announced for 2019.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
exciting. I played a little bit of the first one. It was fun. It was interesting.
it looked cool to me. I've never managed to get into it. I'm looking forward to picking it up soon.
It's by the people they
Um
made the Lords of the Fallen, which wasn't a good game. It wasn't a
I
bad game, but
I heard that one was just clunky.
yeah, it was everything was just your character weighed 700 pounds, his sword weighed 700 pounds. It was just really slow, even like the small armor and stuff. It's like they took you talk about Dark Souls, and you're like, yeah, it's slow pacing and this and that, just trying to learn. Like, I heard slow. Let's make everything slow. But
And the characters just look bulky too.
yeah, it was like Gears of War, Dark Souls. But
That's weird.
yeah, the Surge is cool. It's they'd put a new spin on it. So Dark Souls, you lock onto your character or whatever, and then you just hit the character where you locked on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you lock on and then you pick a limb or even like the body, and you do so much damage to fill up this little meter. When the meter's full, you can hold X to do like a power move, and you slice off that part of the body. Or if you pick the body itself, like the torso, you just cut the person in half, and then that piece of armor falls off. And you need to get so many pieces of leg armor to upgrade to make new leg armor. So your armor piece is actually 2 legs, 2 feet, a head, and a body.
Okay.
So you like use those certain body parts to level up or to upgrade, that part of your armor. So it's pretty interesting, and they don't have like a light attack and a heavy attack. They have an R1 and R2, and it's R1. I think I might get this backwards. R1 is horizontal and R2 is vertical,
Oh, okay.
and then you just hold either one to do a heavy attack of that type, of either horizontal or vertical.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
So
So their main thing is like severing parts.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a a Dead Space kind of thing without guns.
Yeah.
You need to sever the parts to get the armor. You don't have to. You can just attack till they're dead, and that's fine. You just won't be upgrading your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was an interesting take. I never got very far into it.
It sounds like it makes it a little more challenging too when you got to focus on that.
Yeah, it does. And when you drop your, I don't remember I think tech scraps or something. Basically, your souls. Whenever you kill someone, you get these tech scraps or metal scraps or whatever. They put a time limit on it. You start back at your little like base or whatever, and before you leave your base, the timer's frozen. So you have 2.5 minutes to go back and get your tech scrap.
Okay.
And then when you leave the base, the timer starts. So you can mess around the base and get some gear or whatever you want to do until then. But once you leave the base, you have 2.5 minutes to get back to wherever you dropped your stuff at. So it's pretty cool. And once you pick it up, if it's beside a boss or something, run and pick it up. You die again and it drops again. So as long as you run and pick it up, then you're pretty good. But
yeah,
that added a little intensity to dropping 5,000-6,000 tech scraps.
Yeah, you're in a time crunch.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll have to pick that one up. They released DLC for it too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was just one DLC pack. Because I looked at the complete edition, and from what I could tell, there was only one. Unless that was
I think
just...
it was like a theme park.
Yeah,
DLC
something
pack,
like
something
that.
like that. All right. Next up we got Vampire. Got a release date finally, and that's gonna release June 5th. I don't know if you know anything about Vampire.
I haven't even heard of it.
I remember seeing it for the first time last E3.
Okay.
It's I want to say it's open world, but I don't remember correctly. But it takes place back in like, I don't know, industrial England time, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but you play a vampire who's also a doctor, and there's a plague running around in England or wherever the hell you're at, and it's like killing people. So you have to choose between going your vampire route and like feeding on people, or being a doctor and saving people.
Huh.
But at the same time, I don't know. I don't remember exactly who the enemies are, but that's like the really basic information I remember about it, and I found it really interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like a very interesting concept. I'll have to look into that and look at some trailers or something.
Yeah, that one's coming to Xbox, PS4, and PC. But yeah, I'd recommend you check it out. It looks interesting. I believe it's an RPG, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be some kind of RPG open world type thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that one looks good. Then to round off date announcement, we got the dates announced for E3, which will be June 12th through the 14th. And if you are tempted to go and you want to pay a shitload of money for it, the first 1,000 passes will cost you $150. Then after that, they'll jump up to $250.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so if you want to go to a convention and wait in long lines, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I would love to go, but that's the complete opposite side of the country. Staying in Georgia, that is the farthest I can go and still be in the continental United States.
I mean, you're not missing much. I haven't been to E3, but I've been to PSX for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of line waiting. I don't know. Me personally, I hate being in crowded places, and I hate waiting in lines. So I'm just miserable at them. I love playing the games, but I just hate waiting in line. I mean, you get some decent swag from what I see every time I drive by the convention center when they're holding E3.
Yeah, I like watching the coverage. I miss G4 and their 24-hour, not 24-hour, but their all-day, 12-hour, whatever coverage of it.
I think they did it the best.
Yeah, I do too.
But nowadays, I honestly just watch the pressers, and then I don't bother watching anything else.
Yeah, same here. Usually, if a game captures my attention enough, I'll watch, the little interviews with the developers and stuff. But I don't just sit around watching there's so many games that they talk about. With it being online now, they're not strict to a time limit. So they just release much content.
I avoid any of the big websites, and I stick to YouTubers.
Yeah.
I think YouTubers walking the floor, and they tend to go for the games that are smaller, that are more interesting, whereas the big companies tend to go for like the AAA titles, anything EA, Ubisoft are doing. So I like sticking with the YouTubers because they go towards more interesting stuff. I feel. Yeah. E3. I don't know. I'm excited this year. I'm excited to see what we're gonna get from Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah.
Seeing as
What do you want to see the most from Sony?
I don't know. I guess more games. I don't think they'll announce or even hint at the new console this year. I think that's next year. But I'm pretty sure they'll announce some more games. Maybe some more fan service games. I mean, we're getting Medieval remastered, and nobody thought we'd get a new Medieval game, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool
Uh,
for sure. I hope they announce a
um,
release date, and if they already have, then I'm sorry. But for Days Gone, I think that game looks pretty fun.
I don't think they have a release date. They said it's this year though, so for sure this year we're getting God of War, Days Gone, Detroit, and Spider Man.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. I'm gonna wait till it comes out to buy it though, cause some of that E3 stuff kind of made me nervous. Um,
Yeah,
but it looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited for a good Spider-Man game, and this God of War looks really awesome too. So I think they've got a good year ahead of them.
yeah, they got a solid year of exclusives, and I'm pretty sure they'll announce more. Although typically for E3 they announce shit for the following year or the year after that. So I don't know. I think this is their slate for this year. Although they got other second party stuff like Ni no Kuni 2, they got Yakuza 6 coming, so they got a handful of exclusives coming that look pretty decent. For Spider Man, I'm excited because it's the same studios doing that did Infamous. I think we talked about this before, but I
Yeah.
have a lot of faith in them, and I think they'll manage to pull it off. Days Gone just looks. I don't know. I'm a huge zombie fan,
Yeah, same
and I
here.
think what they're doing with like the whole you can direct the horde to attack your enemies is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some really cool concepts in there, and Sony, well, I think it's kind of their shtick, and I think they should kind of get out of it a little bit. They're really good at the third-person action adventure, like hide in the bushes and like the Horizon kind of thing. And now it looks like they're doing it with
Yeah,
Days Gone and God of War as well, even.
yeah,
Um, and the Uncharted games were pretty much like that. They weren't as much hide in the bush type stuff as they're still 3D or third-person action adventure, but I think it looks good. I think they're good at making that genre of game. So
yeah.
I
Well, I
think
think it their main thing is to tell a story, so it kind of helps if you see the character. I think that's where a lot of these studios see or why they go towards the third person perspective.
yeah. I like third person, especially in those kind of games. Like I don't know if Horizon would have been as good as a first person game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
I just think that
I think
being
the
able to see your character move and climb and shoot and it just really helped. And plus, see behind you and stuff. So with the robots coming at you in different directions and whatnot.
yeah. That I think they released. There was a report this week that said apparently originally it had co-op in it. Horizon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they cut it out last minute. So I wonder how that would have played out. I think it would have killed the story at least.
Yeah, I wonder how they would have done that if it would have just been like drop in, drop out, or if they would have had to have incorporated a second character throughout the narrative.
Yeah.
Because that always kind of bothered me in the co-op games that are full length or whatever, like the full game. If it's not meant to be co-op, they just add a second person, and then during the
Yeah.
cutscenes they're gone. They like disappear, and he keeps saying you instead of y'all or you two or you guys or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's like they could have done the Dead Rising thing where it's just a clone of the main
Yeah,
character.
it's like Chuck Green
I
but
mean,
in blue.
yeah. I mean, it kind of would have worked for Horizon though,
Yeah,
to just have like a clone running around.
I think it's too soon because I'm not big on the whole announcing games 5 years before they come out thing. But
Yeah.
God, I want another Horizon already. Like I know it's way too soon, and I know I really don't want one already. But Every time I think about that game, I want to go back and play it.
I think the next one's coming out for PS5.
You think
There's
so?
no way it's making it. Yeah, there's no. I mean, unless they just keep the same engine. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna like get rid of this engine anytime soon. So maybe they already set up the groundwork. So it should be easier to make a sequel.
Right. You know, as
And
if they had that as a launch title, I think they would destroy.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean that, and I really don't think Death Stranding is gonna be a PS4 game.
I don't think that's gonna be a PS5 game.
Yeah, the way Hideo Kojima develops games is weird.
I've never
I
been
don't
a
know.
big fan of Metal Gear, just 'cause it's not my type of game. I really like 5 a lot because it was, my favorite genre is not really a genre. It's just open world. So like any kind of
Yeah.
game that is open world, whether it's first person shooter, third person action adventure, whatever. I like being able to do whatever I want whenever I want and stuff like that. So that's why 5 appealed to me, but I didn't pay attention to any of the marketing for it because I'd never played the other ones, and the only one I remember coming out was 4, and then I remember hearing everybody say, "Oh my God, there's an hour and a half long cutscene," and that was not my thing. So, especially that came out as like 15 or 16 or something like that. So I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that." So I'm not
That 4 was like the fan service version of it.
okay. Yeah, I'm not excited for Death Stranding. I'm not excited for it. I'm just not excited for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just I don't know anything about it. I mean, the trailers are cool
It's
and they're
just
freaky and they're wild and they're fun to watch, but that doesn't tell me anything about the game.
yeah. I think there's throughout all the trailers, the common piece of info is that baby and the floating guys. Other than that, is Switch. I mean, the first one I thought it was going to be like a military shooter because you had these military guys running around with guns,
Right.
and then the past few trailers you haven't seen those guys at
Well,
all.
there was a tank. There was also an octopus or something.
Yeah,
So,
and like an invisible creature
yeah.
with like giant hands running around.
So
I mean, I
I'm
think
excited to see
that
more, but I'm not excited for the game because like I said, I
yeah,
don't know what it is. For all we know, it's going to be a mobile 3 Match'em 3 gym collecting game or some shit. We
yeah,
don't know what it
yeah.
is.
That's
I think that'd be the
the
best
concept
troll of
so
all time,
far.
though.
I know.
It'd be an expensive troll because those trailers cannot be cheap to make.
That'd be worse than. Or, I mean, if they announce it as a pachinko machine, that'd just be the biggest. Death Stranding,
collaboration
Kojima's
with
first
Konami.
pachinko machine. Yep. But it's just I'm interested in like you said the trailers got me really interested because I want to know what the fuck's going on, but I want to see gameplay too.
Yeah, I don't know if the pre-orders are open yet, but I hope not. Because if anybody's pre-ordered this game based on these trailers, I feel so bad for them. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good game. Like, has Kojima made a bad game? He's made games that people don't like. I mean, I don't like them, but they're not. I wouldn't call them bad
Yeah.
games by any means.
No, I don't think there's bad games. I mean, I personally don't like Metal Gear 5, but it wasn't a bad game. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was, depending on what else came out the year, from what I can remember, that was my game of the year.
I don't remember what year that was. Was that 2015 or 16?
I think it was the same year as Fallout and Witcher. Didn't those all 3 come out the same year?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. I don't remember. I want to say Bloodborne came out that year.
Well, if that's the case, then Bloodborne was my game of the year, except I didn't play it till last year, so I don't know if that counts.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember what year that came out. But yeah, no, I remember it came out around the time a lot of games came out. So I don't know. To me, the whole thing is Metal Gear 5 wasn't a Metal Gear game to me. I think if it would have been named anything else, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But the story was weird. Do you remember the story at all?
No, because I did not pay any attention to it, because it started out in a
It's
hospital with a man on fire, and I lost complete interest.
This is just so random.
Yeah, it was wild, and okay, like I say that was my game of the year, but it wasn't my game of the year until the 3rd time I tried forcing myself through that awful intro. Like, it was like
I mean,
6
it's
months
all
of me going back for 10 minutes, being like, no, fuck this, I'm done. I don't want to click A for an
it's
hour.
it's explained as to what the fuck's going on, but it's such a, I don't know, it's such a weird story.
Yeah, with me jumping into the fifth one, I wasn't prepared to pay that much attention anyways, because I've always heard that his games are really obtuse. And with it being the
Yeah,
fifth one, I knew I wasn't going to get much of it anyways. But that whole beginning scene was awful. Just as somebody who hadn't played any of them and didn't know what to expect,
yeah.
I
I mean,
hated
because
every minute of it. Once I got past that, got the horse, and got to Afghanistan, it became, like I said, one of my favorite games that year. Probably one
yeah,
of my
because it
favorite
just
of this
became a
generation.
military game.
Yeah. I mean, open world
Yeah, I think
military, like that's my kind of shit, man. I loved that
you,
game.
you would have needed to play some of the old ones, specifically Metal Gear 3, to know who the guy on fire is.
Oh, okay.
Because he was the main boss from that game.
Yeah, that game made me
It's
want to go
just
back and play the old ones, and then I remembered that I don't want to go back and play the old ones.
the explanation behind why the guy on fire is there was just stupid. It was such a stupid story. It was like, oh, he survived because he was so mad at you for killing him, so he was consumed with fire, and
Yeah, I
and I
don't.
managed. The bad guy's like, I managed to save him. Like, no, dude.
Yeah, that was a wild game. I got to the second area. I don't know if I ever beat it, but I played probably 70 or 80 hours of just fucking around and doing stuff in that game. 'Cause I know I got to the second area and then it was like starting to make me do the same missions and that's kind of when I stopped. So I don't know if
that's that's when I kind of stopped. I quote unquote beat it, which is like when you beat the skullface guy and then it goes into like part two. I thought it was the end of the game. I was like, fuck, I finally beat this game, this stupid ass story, and then I was like, no, part two. And I was like, wait, what?
but it's like the same
There's
missions,
more?
but they're just more stringent on the rules or whatever.
And I literally when it said part two, I turned it off. I was like, no, that's it for me. I'm not playing any more of this game. I hated it that much.
Well, that sucks that you hated it, but that's honestly probably why I like it. So in a way, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I don't care. No, but
No, it's cool.
that's the same thing with man, what is that game that came out recently? I cannot even think. It was in my brain while we were talking, and I was gonna bring up after, now I forgot. Something came out
Was it
recently that was
RPG?
totally different than what it used to be, and I love it, and everybody else hated it. Kind of like that, I guess.
Oh,
But
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, that's what it was. Assassin's Creed Origins. I played 1 and 2 when they came out, and they were good. But after 2, I was done with the series because it just started
I
to
don't.
be the same game every year. Just, oh, look at the buildings are different.
I think that's the problem. I don't think people hate it. I just think people don't want to try it because they got burned out by the other ones.
Well, no, I know there's people that I've talked to that don't like it because it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed. They bought it and sold it because the combat's different. The combat is very Dark Souls. And
Yeah.
not comparing the combat Dark Souls, I'm talking about the button presses. They are literally Dark Souls. R3 to lock on, R1 to light attack, R2 heavy attack, L1 to block. Like that is the same exact control scheme that Dark Souls uses. It's not stamina based and it's not difficult as Dark Souls, like Dark
Okay.
Souls is, but it's the same. If you play Dark Souls, you already know how to fight in Assassin's Creed because it's the same buttons. But they didn't like that, and they also didn't like the way that you already ran, and then you just hold the button to climb, which I loved because I remember playing Black Flag for like 30 minutes and turning it off because one of the first missions you have to chase somebody, and he runs through this
Yeah.
hallway, and you just sprint right up the wall. And I was like, no, go through the doorway. And I did it like 3 times, and I kept hitting the wall. So I was like, I'm done with this game. Because the same button to run is the same button to climb. And so it just made everything kind of real finicky. At least to me. I just kind of got tired of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Origins is my game of the year last year, even over Horizon and Nier, which were my following two for the top 3.
Now what? All right. I want to kind of go into spoilers for this because I'm not gonna play it or anything.
Okay.
But what's the story like now? Because I know they killed Delson, right, or whatever. What the fuck was the guy's
I've
name? Desmond.
From the first one, Desmond, was he through all
Yeah.
of them? See, like I said, I only played up to 2.
Oh, okay. I think he died in Brotherhood,
Okay. See, I don't.
and then after that, it's been this weird thing where you play some random person going through his ancestors. But I've never got like, because I played Black Flag for a bit,
Okay.
and I got really in, like about 20 hours into it, and the story just didn't seem like it was there.
Yeah, I'm not real sure about that. I know this story. You in like current day, you play as a girl,
Uh
and so
huh.
the current day stuff, I was only kicked out of the Animus twice, and you could get out whenever you wanted. Besides then, but I did not ever want to because I didn't care about that. I just cared about Bayek, the main character. I cared about his story, his revenge for his son's death or murder.
All right.
But yeah,
So
you
yeah,
only get
that's
out twice, and there's like a laptop with all this emails and notes you can read about what's going on. But I didn't give a shit.
so it seems like the modern day stuff they pushed it way to the side now.
Yeah, very much so. Like I said, I was probably kicked out two, maybe three times. I don't know, but two for sure. Because
Uh,
I remember the first time was just kind of 5 minutes. The second time you had to like kill some guards in current day and then get back in.
See,
Um,
that kind of sucks because I always found the modern day stuff interesting, where it's this guy's going back in time to figure out what his ancestors did to
right.
kind of defeat the same evil that's going on in modern day,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, I was kind of glad just in this game. I don't know about the other games. Like I said, between one and two, it never bothered me going into to the current day stuff. So I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it too. But yeah, apparently, I mean, a few people that I've talked to who are like diehard Assassin's Creed fans don't like this one.
Mm,
So which I really like it. So maybe I'm just the opposite of what everybody likes apparently. But
yeah, the contrarian.
but no, it's a fantastic game. I'd suggest picking it up. It's a gigantic world and it feels alive. Everything is just, you go to this area and it feels like this area, like the salt mines, and everybody's covered in salt. Like just all the characters walking around there, they're all working and doing their thing, and the cities feel alive. And I don't know, there's 100 side quests, if not more, and they all have their own little story to them, and they're not just fetch quests per se. If it is a fetch
Yeah.
quest, it at least has something interesting to do with it. It's not just go get this. Okay, thank you. Here's 100 gold.
All right, so I might check it out soon too if it's on sale.
It's on sale
And
right now
then
on PS4 for $40, which isn't a huge sale, but it's $20 off.
yeah, it's not bad. I don't know. If anything, I'd get it on PC. I get all my third-party games on PC now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, on occasion I'll like if it's super cheap. Like I got South Park for I think like $15, so I had to like get it.
Yeah, I remember
Other than
2 years ago when I had a PC, I bought Assassin's Creed 2 on there, and that was a terrible port. It was bad. It ran okay,
that,
but the controls were awful. So,
yeah.
did you ever play that on PC?
No, I didn't.
So, when the button prompt in the tutorial would normally say jump with A or whatever, I don't know about that game, but you get what I'm saying. It would say jump with A. Instead, it would have a picture of a foot. It would say press foot to jump.
Oh, what the
It's like,
hell?
what is foot? What the fuck? My keyboard doesn't have a foot on it. And it would say, press hand to swing sword. It's like, I don't have a hand button. And so everything I'd have to go, it was just very confusing. You couldn't change it. So I played like 10
Yeah, that's
minutes of it and
bad.
turned it off. Like, I'm not even going to try to learn what foot and hand and head are on my keyboard.
Now, a lot of the PC games I play, I use a PS4 controller with. Like
Okay.
if like Cuphead, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff that plays better with a controller, I just use a PS4 controller on it.
Yeah, when I had mine, I found myself doing that. Even, unless it was online, even with like Battlefield and Call of Duty and stuff like that, I would play with a controller if it's
Yeah.
single player. I like the feeling of a controller much more than I do mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna press something on accident on a controller
Yeah,
like you will on a keyboard.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the last piece of news that I have is that Google is working on their own game streaming service similar to PS Now, which is it's interesting because I mean, we might potentially have like a fourth company jumping into the gaming industry,
Yeah,
like one of the big three.
I'm really interested in that. So it's going to be streaming, you said, right?
Yeah, at least that's what's reported.
I wonder what if they have anybody on tab already for publishers or developers for this thing. Because if they don't have, EA, Ubisoft, the big Capcom, the big ones, they're not
Yeah,
gonna do very well. At least not in the beginning. Because they're not gonna
and
get
then
any
also
Sony exclusives or Xbox exclusives.
no,
So they have to get
no,
that
and
third
that
party support immediately, like right out the gate, if they want this thing to take off.
I'm pretty sure they'll get like some of the older games, if anything. Well, Google has the money too to invest in opening a new studio.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, it's
true.
fucking Google. They
Yeah,
can make their own game studios.
that would be interesting to see
Right.
Google. I'd like to see a console from Google. See what they come up with.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be. They have some cool tech out there. And honestly, I think this is the future, dude. There's another company that just. I forgot the name of it. They recently announced. It was a console, if I remember correctly. And it's doing like a Netflix type style with games.
Yeah, I think that's where the
And
industry's headed. I think EA Access
and
was
it's
the
launch.
first to jump in on it.
Yeah. And it's launching with 700 games apparently, but I didn't
Holy
see what kind
crap!
of games
Yeah,
they were.
that's pretty cool. That's a lot of games. Because I know what PS Now is 500. And the only thing
Yeah.
that worries me about all these with PS Now, the Google one, and that one is the streaming. That's the one thing that I like about the Xbox Game Pass a whole lot is that you can download them,
Yeah. That's
especially for anything. If they're going to
that's
start putting out games day one with these kind of services, they're going to have to do download. You can't
yeah.
stream Call of
Yeah,
Duty and
th-
Battlefield online.
their fucking load will be so ridiculous. It'd crash.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm excited and nervous about the future of it though, because with
Yeah.
Hulu's $10, Netflix is $10, Games Pass is $10, Sony's thing is $20. I mean, it just adds up, you know.
Yeah, that's the scary part. I mean, you could break it down like by streaming services, but in the end, you're gonna be paying a
As
shitload.
long as there's no contracts, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
So you know, Sea
yeah.
of
I
Thieves comes
doubt
out
they'll
in
do
March.
contracts.
Get it for $10, play for the month, get rid of it next month. And April, God of War comes out. Get not now. It's not going to a streaming service, but in 10 years,
Yeah,
if this was the future now, get in May, pay $10, $20 for or April for God of War for that month. Cancel it. Get Ubisoft's for the next month. Whatever.
yeah.
So I
I
mean,
mean, but
it's a
honestly,
pain
it's
in the
not
ass
gonna stay
though.
at $10. At least for Games Pass, I don't think it'll stay at ten
You
bucks.
don't think so?
No, I think it's gonna be. It's either gonna go up before the end of the year, before the holidays, or by next year, next E3.
Well, they're not doing a
There's just no
discounted
way.
price for a year or 6 months. Like they're saying in this summer, they're going to start selling 6 month cards for $60, which is
Yeah,
the cost. Is how much it costs.
yeah,
So that's weird that they would just sell that for. Maybe they'll keep that card for 60, but make it for a year
yeah.
or make it for
And
3 months or
and
something.
yeah, and raise it up by like
Yeah.
$5. So I'm thinking like 15. They're gonna gradually increase it. I mean, PS Plus started at I want to say like $30 a year, $40 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about
And
Plus
now
or
that
PS
should
Now?
PS Plus.
Okay.
Just comparing their services
Okay, I
they
got
have.
you. Sure.
So PS Plus started, I think, like around 40 or 50, and it's at 60 and some change
Yeah, I
now.
think Xbox was originally at 50 as well. Um, which I don't. I know that it gets a lot of crap for making you pay to play online, and it sucks. But they've got a lot of shit on their end. You know what I mean? They've got the operating system that they're constantly having to work on, the servers, the place that you download. It costs them bandwidth. They got a lot of stuff that they need to cover costs for. So I don't really mind it in the long run. I'd rather
Yeah,
not pay it, obviously, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I see why there is a cost.
yeah,
Nintendo's coming out the gate with 20 a year though,
yeah.
trying to
I mean, which
undercut their
isn't bad, but
competition.
I don't know how well that's gonna work for
Yeah,
them.
we talked about that last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, that rounds up the news.
So I've got a question for you. I thought of a topic
Yeah.
while we were doing the news that we can talk about for a little bit if
All
you
right,
got the
cool.
time. What was your favorite game of last generation? The 360,
So PS3.
PS3, yeah. Even if it was on PC,
Okay.
just the kind of 2006, 2012 range or whatever.
Hmm. Oh damn, that's a hard one. Do you have yours? So I can think of
I
mine.
have a couple that I'm thinking of. I'm not real sure which one. So if you got, if you narrow it down to two or three, it doesn't have to be this is my favorite game and I'll stand by it till the end of time. Ideas and opinions change. Mine would honestly be just between Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto 5. Which, because that
Yeah.
game's lasted for so long, I almost forgot that was originally a 360 game. But
Well,
before I
yeah.
even played that before I even got an Xbox One, I had like 800 or so hours into the GTA Online.
Yeah.
When that came out, that was my jam. I was on there for probably about 6 or 7 months. I mean, every day. That's all I played. Like, I ignored all the other new releases to play that game.
I mean, it was fun. You got a open sandbox, do whatever the hell you want with anybody.
Yeah, and at the time there were so many people playing. Like, there's still a ton of people playing, but there wasn't as much chaos as there is now with all the new DLC crap they keep releasing.
Yeah.
That it was like, get on and there's just cars and machine guns. There's not flying motorcycles and lasers from space that kill people and all this random shit they have now.
I remember the launch though. Everybody was just killing each other, and people were getting
Oh
pissed.
yeah, that's they had to. I think they put in later the ability to enable passive mode, so you like become
Yeah.
like ethereal, like in Skyrim, like I was talking about earlier. Because people would,
Because they had that stupid thing where they would blow up your car, and then you'd have to pay a shitload to get the car back.
yeah, they changed that too within the first month. I remember everybody was getting pissed because you would blow up their car and then they'd have to pay for it. So they made it to where if
Yeah.
you blow up their car, you have to pay for it. So now through the insurance company that they have, you buy insurance on your car for like $1,000 or whatever. If I blew up your car, I'd have to pay $800 or something crazy to the Moors.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just subtracting numbers on the screen. But yeah, between that and Skyrim, that's probably the two games I played the most last generation.
All right. I think I would have to go with The Last of Us.
Okay.
Just to narrow it down. Honestly, last generation had a lot of good games, but none that stuck out to me as holy shit. This game's amazing.
Right.
The only one I would have to say is The Last of Us. I think it merged gameplay and storytelling perfectly, and I was really interested in the story it was telling.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me. I own it digitally on PS4 and I have never played it. Well, I've never beat it. I've played up until the point where I mean, it's been out for how long now? I can say this. It's not even that far in the game.
Yeah.
What's her name dies. Your like quote unquote girlfriend. I don't know if that's actually your girlfriend, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
at that
They
Capitol
never
building
really,
or whatever it was.
specify. Yeah.
I got up to where she died, and it didn't click with me. I don't know if it's because I waited too
Uh-huh.
long, and then the hype kind of droned me out of it, or what it was.
No,
But
it all just depends on the type of game you want or you're feeling it. I don't think hype has to do much with it.
yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't not like anything. It was cool, but yeah, it just didn't click with me. I don't know. But
I really love the grittiness of it. Because
yeah,
we always get zombie games, but they're goofy in a way. Like, oh, you could add electricity to your sword.
Yeah,
Or like,
Dead
hey,
Rising.
fucking propane tanks everywhere. But like this was like, it felt like, I don't know if you ever read or watched The Road.
no, I haven't. That's one of those movies that I've always wanted to see, and I never think of it when I go to find something to watch.
It's not a movie you're gonna leave happy with. Like, you watch it and you just feel depressed at the end.
Right.
But it's such an interesting story. They don't explain what the fuck happened to the world, so you're left with like this wonder in your head, like, why is the world dying?
Oh, okay.
And it's just like, just horrible. It's a horrible world. So that's what I got from The Last of Us. It's the story is like really gritty, and nobody's a nice person. There's no good guys out there. Everybody's stuck like in the middle, in the gray zone. You don't know who's good, who's bad, who's what their motivations are. So it was just a really cool story and a world to get lost in.
Okay, yeah. I think I downloaded it yesterday. If I didn't, I meant to when I got the PS4 because I want to go back and play it. Because like I said, I liked it. I don't know why I didn't stick with it. But yeah, it's one of those I've always wanted to go back. But I don't like Uncharted, like at all. I
Yeah.
don't like those games, and I don't know if that's why I didn't click with me. It's because I kept getting Uncharted vibes from it, even though it's not the same game, obviously.
Yeah.
But it has some similarities at least. And I don't know, Uncharted I don't like at all. Um, but yeah, that's cool. I'll have to go back and play that.
Yeah, the story. You should play the story. Play with your girlfriend. At least do that first part.
Yeah,
You
we
know, let her get
I think we're gonna
a
start
little
Until
punch to the
Dawn.
heart. All right.
Yeah, we I know she doesn't like games very much. She doesn't not like
Uh,
them, but she just never really played them herself. So I think that's a good game to kind of get her into the concept of holding a controller and pressing buttons.
yeah, because it's like a horror movie.
Yeah, I can't wait till it's the you have to press this button really fast or your character dies moment, and she doesn't press the button fast enough.
Uh, that, or she might just hate the pace that the characters move on, and
Yeah.
she'll be turned off by it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think we're gonna start playing that some tomorrow. But yeah, that's cool.
If you play The Last of Us, you should check the multiplayer out.
Okay, is it? Well, yeah, I guess the remaster would have multiplayer. I was gonna say, is it still active?
Yeah, I think it is, but that multiplayer, it just came out of nowhere. I thought it was really good.
Okay, cool. Is it just like PvP, like matchmaking and stuff, deathmatch and stuff?
Yeah, but there's crafting in it, so you have to run around scrounging for shit, and you don't. Every time you die, you restart with a certain amount of bullets. But in order to get more bullets, you have to craft. So you don't. Nobody's running around like Rambo just shooting everything because you only have like 4 bullets in your revolver.
Oh, so it brought that survival aspect to the multiplayer.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, it definitely brought that to it.
Yeah, if
Yeah, and
anything,
then
I might just go
you
play
have to
that.
craft.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then they have like a little meta game, like when you're out of the game, where you have to win. If you win matches, you get a certain amount of supplies that you could use to either buy perks or upgrade your weapons. But a lot of it is used to feed like you have like a camp, but you never really see it. It's just like a little meta game, kind of like a little phone thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have it hooked up to Facebook, you know it has all your friends on there. It'll be like, oh, so and so got sick, or so and so did this, and then it gives you little side quests like, but you have to do like get 3 kills with a rifle to save this person. So I don't know, it adds a little extra layer to it and makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to re-download that if I didn't yesterday. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I did yesterday. Because I've been wanting to go back to it. I always want to play it. I never do. Um, oh, I forgot to mention when we were talking about what we played. I played Shadow of the Colossus. I bought that yesterday, and I played for
Oh,
about
that's
two
right.
hours or so. I killed the first 3 colossi. Colossi?
Yeah.
Colossuses?
No, it's Colossi.
I don't think that I've ever. Okay. I played it original on PS2 like 10 years ago, and I
Uh-huh.
only got past the first one. I don't even know if I killed the first one, but I got to the. I remembered the first one, but even having done that before, with it, especially with it being so long ago, playing this game is just the sense of awe and wonderment is just constant. I mean, even just in the
Yeah.
open world and you just riding your horse, the speed that you have riding it, and it's just empty, and I'm really liking it a whole lot.
I've never played it. I want to pick it up, but I gotta beat a game first. Can't keep growing this backlog.
Yeah, I wish I had that self-restraint. I see a game and I buy it. My girlfriend hates it too, so um
But like the Team Eco game, like games, they always have a very beautiful environment.
yeah,
So it's easy
this
to
is the
get
only one I've
lost
ever
in it.
played. I haven't played the other ones, Eco or the new one, Last Guardian.
The Last
Yeah.
Guardian.
But I
That
would
was a good
I
one.
would pick this game up as soon as you beat one. Um,
All right.
yeah, $40.
Yeah,
It's hard to beat too.
the Last Guardian has a really fucked up twist.
Oh, really?
Like a really like when you realize what you've been like doing with this bird, you're just like, holy fuck.
I heard this Shadow of the Colossus is really sad. So it starts off fairly sad, but yeah, just walking up to those colossi, man, it's just they're gigantic, like truly gigantic. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick it up.
Just
Then.
remember,
I've always seen like
it took me like 20 minutes to figure out that you have a stamina bar, and I kept wondering why it's falling off. It's because my stamina was empty.
oh,
So
okay.
look at your stamina bar as a tip. Pay attention.
Can you grow that, or is it just the same stamina throughout the whole game?
I was listening to another podcast, the Beastcast, and they were talking about it. And there are shrines throughout the world that you see as you play or whatever, and there are lizards out throughout the world as well. And I think from what I found 3 shrines and 3 lizards. So I don't know if you can find lizards elsewhere, but when you kill the lizard, you have to pick up its tail, and it will grow your stamina and health, or stamina and or health. I'm not sure, but yeah, like when he said that on that podcast, like the other people on there didn't know that. So apparently this is like
Oh,
some kind
okay.
of hidden feature, but it's not because the game doesn't really tell you. There's no tutorial besides like press
Yeah,
A to do this, press just button presses. But there's nothing like if you pick this up, this will happen. You know what I mean?
that's cool though. That a lot of people don't know
Yeah,
that. They're
like
just
10 years later,
discovering
they're
it.
like, wait, what? I played through that game 5 times and didn't know that. But so yeah, I've been killing all the lizards that I see. I haven't noticed it grow, but I'm not real positive on that either. So he said it happened, so I'm gonna kill them all.
All right, yeah, I'll have to pick that one up too. It's just so many fucking games.
Yeah, tell me about it. Now I've got Kingdom Come in 3 days too.
Yeah, and that's a like an open world
Oh
one.
my
That's a good
god.
long hefty game.
I just bought Neo, Kingdom Come, Monster Hunter, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah,
God damn it.
I'm still not even done with Monster Hunter. I'm not even done with South Park.
Fuck it, I'm
But
done
then I
with
still
games.
have.
I'm not playing anymore. The podcast is
I
canceled.
still haven't. I still haven't opened Persona 5 and Yakuza Kiwami, so I have those in there. It's too much. It's too much. I need to learn how to like. The thing is, I want to support these games.
Right.
At the same time, I'm like, fuck, dude, they're just gonna be sitting there for a while till I finish something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how this would actually go over, and I know it wouldn't be possible, but I kind of just wish there was a year that no games came out.
Yeah.
Like a full year, so that I actually go through my backlog and just finish games.
Enjoy 'em?
Yeah, enjoy them. Because at this point, it's not
I
even
get.
fun to play them. Like I
Yeah.
tried to play Sleeping Dogs because I really liked that game, and it was a chore because I was like, okay, I have to beat this by this time because this game comes out, or
Yeah.
I need to play this game to beat it instead of I want to play this game. It becomes a need, and then it
Yeah.
becomes not fun anymore.
And that's my current problem. Like a lot of these games, I'm just like, eh. There's some where I'm just like, I just power through them. I just want to know the story and that's it. Like
Right.
I don't want to do any side quests, nothing. And I know I'm doing a disservice because I'm pretty sure a lot of these games are fun.
And shit, some of these games on my backlog I don't even really like, but I feel the pressure to beat them.
I've kind of, I'm slowly getting the grasp of it that I don't need to pass all these games.
Yeah, like
Like I know it's like it's blasphemy for gamers to not pass a game or whatever.
right.
But I'm slowly starting to realize like I don't have to beat this shit.
Yeah, like who cares? You know what I mean? Like
who's,
you're gonna say
yeah.
online, like, "Oh, I beat that game," and then nobody cares, and that's like your badge of honor. And it's like I don't care. Why do they care? I'm not gonna beat it. I'm not gonna play it. I need to get to that point, but I can't because I have games I need to play. Yeah, that's all I have. You have anything else you want to go over or talk about or anything? We're at the 1 hour mark,
No.
so.
I think we're good.
Okay, we'll have a short one this month or this week. Alfred said he will be back next week, hopefully for good. Every week after that. If you're listening to this, Alfred, we miss you. All
Come back.
right, man. Well, take it easy, and we will talk to everybody next week.
All right, you guys have a good one.